Hi, my name is Angus, and I'm going to talk about my reflections. I will start with an introduction to my research, and then talk about the challenges I had. I will end the reflection on how I apply things I learned from this project. My research area was the HCDE student lounge. The lounge is located on the fourth floor of City Hall at the University of Washington's Seattle campus. My purpose was to gain a deep understanding of user behaviors and propose design solutions. Each user research method related to each other. By field observation, I found out demographics and what people do in the lounge. With the help of user interviews, I understood more about users' opinions, emotions, and values. Lastly, survey verified my conclusions. I have three key findings. First, people like to socialize in the lounge and consider the lounge as an ideal place for hanging out with friends. Second, due to distracting social activities, students did not think the lounge was a good place for study. Third, participants mentioned frequently that the lounge has limited seats and space. Next, I'll talk about common challenges during the research. I found research planning can be very time consuming. I spent more than 3 hours planning and I was not confident if I prepared enough. The iteration process from drafting to pilot study and back to revising drafts can seem like a never ending circle. I learned that a perfect plan should not be the goal since there are always situations I cannot predict. I made few assumptions during the user research, and they turned out to be false. For example, I thought people like to sit along the wall was because of power outlet availabilities. However, the true reason was that the places near the wall have comfortable seats. Therefore, in future research, I need to constantly test my assumptions and conclude with unbiased results. I also learned that user research can be ethically challenging. To make sure I have unbiased data, I did not inform participants that I was observing their behaviors. Is this kind of covert research ethical? There might not be an answer to it. But I do learn that respect and protecting users' privacy is essential. For this research, I conducted three 30-minute field observations, and I found that field observation was valuable for understanding user behaviors. However, I was not able to explain reasons behind people's behaviors. Observation is not a good way to learn about thoughts, opinions, and emotions of the participants. During the observation, I found note taking is challenging. When the lounge got busy, there were too many things happen at the same time. My typing speed cannot keep up with all ongoing activities. In the future, I would take pictures and record videos to capture user behaviors and practice using abbreviations to speed up the note-taking process. Cleaning up notes gave me a headache. I had pretty messy notes, so I spent more than 4 hours organizing and making sense of the notes. For the next research project, I'll clean up notes right after the observation and learn to take notes in a format that makes cleanup more efficient. The next step of the research, I conducted three 20-minute one-on-one semi-structured interviews. Interviews are really good for understanding users' opinions and emotions. However, it is easy to introduce biases into the study since I can only interview a small number of people. During the interview preparation, I found it was hard to avoid confusing and leading questions at the first try. I revised questions a few times and the preparation became a lengthy process. Also, I had hard times deciding if I had enough questions. In the future, I will conduct pilot studies to test my plans. During the interviews, I found it hard to come up with good follow-up questions. Also, a 20-minute interview took me more than 2 hours to transcribe, which is way more than expected. In the future, I will do pilot studies to practice follow-up questions and plan more time for transcription after interviews. For the final step of the research, I gathered 12 survey responses. I learned that surveys are good for gathering a large amount of data in a short time. However, I learned to be cautious about survey results. The survey conclusions might change dramatically if I had different participants. To avoid false positive, I need to survey more people in the future. For the survey, I found it challenging to recruit participants. I posted the survey on Facebook group and I only received 2 responses for the first day. In the future, I will advertise the survey in more platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and Postwalls. Also, I might conduct the survey in person and give participants incentives such as gift cards. When it comes to data analysis, I have insufficient skills in data visualization tools. I was not capable of making graphs I want. In the future, I will invest time in learning visualization tools such as Excel, Tableau, and Plotly. When it comes to writing report, I had problems with my grammars. Also, I lost few points since I did not read the writing prompt carefully. In the future, I will write reports earlier so I can have more time to revise the paper and get help from others. I will apply things I learned from the project to my future careers. I will help my manager understand the values of user research. I will apply active listener skills in my communications with coworkers. The skill can help me become a better listener and communicate more efficiently. I will also apply skills I learned to my daily life. I can apply observation and interview skills to find out people's needs and desires. I believe the valuable skills I learned this quarter can make me a better person and have good relationships with others. And that's it. Thank you for watching my final reflection. Special thanks to my instructor Sarah Zubrek and TA Nicole Kim. Have a good summer.